God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining us, our Wednesday night life group. Wow. Whew. It has been a nonstop, busy, busy, busy time for me the last couple of weeks, but I'm telling you what, I'm so excited. All that God is doing, so don't mind me. I'm trying to catch up. I'm in my pigtails right now, and I'm doing life group on Wednesday. And we're so excited. I'm Dr. Luana. This is A Touch from Above. And I want to thank you for joining us. I want to thank you, our host homes and our life groups. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Can you believe we're already in the book of Luke, chapter 20? 20. Well, let's get started. I was going to say something and I forgot. Be careful out there for 4th of July. Be careful for the fires. Be careful you're not out on those roads too much. There's a lot of people out there drinking and being crazy. So you be careful out there, okay? Angels watching over you. All right, Luke chapter 20, let's read. Now it happened on one of those days as Jesus taught the people in the temple and preached the gospel that the chief priests and the scribes together with the elders confronted him and spoke to Jesus saying, "Tell us by what authority are you doing these things? Or who is he who gave you this authority?" But Jesus answered and said to them, I love it. Jesus answered, oh, let me go back. I just lost my place. But Jesus answered and said to them, I also will tell you one thing and answer me. The baptism of John, was it from heaven or from men? And they reasoned among themselves, saying, well, if we say from heaven, he will say, why then did you not believe him? But if we say from men, all the people will stone us, for they are persuaded that John was a prophet. So they answered that they did not know where it was from. And Jesus said to them, neither will I tell you by what authority I do these things. Then Jesus began to tell the people this parable. A certain man planted a vineyard, and he leased it to the vine dressers, and he went into a far country for a long time. Now, at the vintage time, he sent a servant to the vine dressers, and that they might give him some of the fruit of the vineyard. But the vine dressers beat him and sent him away empty-handed. Again, he sent another servant, and they beat him also, treated him shamefully, and sent him away empty-handed. And again, he sent a third servant, and they wounded him, and they cast him out. Then the owner of the vineyard said, what shall I do? I will send my beloved son. Probably they will respect him when they see him. But when the vine dressers saw him, they reasoned among themselves, saying, this is the heir. Come, let us kill him, that the inheritance may be ours. So they cast him out of the vineyard, and they killed him. Therefore, what will the owner of the vineyard do to them? He will come and destroy those vine dressers and give the vineyard to others. And then when they heard that, they said, certainly not. Then Jesus looked at them and said, what then is it that is written? I'm telling you, so important to understand. The stone which the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone. Whoever falls on that stone will be broken, but on whomever it falls, it will grind him to powder. And the chief priests and the scribes that very hour sought to lay hands on him, and they feared the people, for they knew that he had spoken this parable against them. You know, that parable is a very powerful parable. Excuse me. You can have a form of religion. You see, the scribes and the Pharisees had religion, but they did not even have that intimate relationship with Christ. So when he brought this parable, he was talking about himself. Here is God who brought them out of Egypt, brought them, the children of Israel, out of bondage. Here He comes, he's the Son of the living God, prophesied by Isaiah 700 years even before the birth of Christ. John, the forerunner, who was born of Elizabeth, gives a warning of him that is coming. Jesus is there. He's the one that they're talking about. Oh my goodness. So Jesus steps on the scene. You think those scribes and Pharisees understood that they were about to kill Jesus because they were so full of religion that they did not understand the freedom that comes in the power of the cross of Calvary? Oh my goodness. They didn't understand one bit, not one bit, not one tiny micro bit. Excuse me. I am, in case you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm trying to, oops, hold on here. I am writing because I am actually filming, and I need for Pastor Jill to come into the studio. God bless you. Amen. All right. So I'm writing this, so please forgive me. It's important. All right. There you go. There you go. We got it now. All right. So anyway, and the chief priests and the scribes that very hour sought to lay hands on Jesus. Just like the vineyard story. The servant, they sent the servant and they wanted to kill him the same way with Jesus. And the chief priests and the scribes that very hour sought to lay hands on him. But they feared the people, for they knew he had spoken this parable against them. So they watched Jesus, and they sent spies who pretended to be righteous, that they might seize on his words in order to deliver him to the power and the authority of the governor. Then they asked him, saying, Teacher, we know that you say and teach rightly, and you do not show personal favoritism, but teach the way of God in truth. Is it lawful for us to pay taxes to Caesar or not? Here they are. They're continually cunning and manipulating, trying to trick Jesus by questions. They're looking for a purpose and a reason to crucify him. But Jesus perceived their craftiness. And he said to them, why do you test me? Show me a denarius. Whose image and inscription does it have? They answered and said, Caesar's. And he said to them, render therefore to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's. But they could not catch Jesus in his words in the presence of the people, and they marveled at the answer and kept silent. Then some of the Sadducees, who deny that there is a resurrection, came to Jesus and asked him, here's another group trying to trick, trying to manipulate Jesus, saying, Teacher, Moses wrote to us that if a man's brother dies having a wife and he dies without children, his brother should take his wife and raise up offspring for his brother. Now, therefore, there were 7 brothers, and the first brother took a wife and died without children, and the second brother took her as wife, and he died childless. Then the third brother took her, and in like manner the 7 also. And they left no children and died. Least of all, the woman died also. Therefore, in the resurrection, whose wife does she become? For all 7 have had her as wife. Jesus answered and said to them, the sons of this age marry and are given in marriage. But those who are counted worthy to attain that age and the resurrection from the dead, neither marry nor are given in marriage, nor can they die any more, for they are equal to the angels and are sons of God, being sons of the resurrection. Let me stop there for a moment. What an awesome thing. We will never die. We will live forever. You know, people don't realize the last breath that we take here on earth is the beginning of eternity. So it's not a matter, it's the beginning of where their time exists no more, where the clock no longer ticks, but we live for eternity. Now, we live for eternity, those of us that have been born again and we love Jesus and we're saved and we're loving the Lord, obeying his commands and his statutes, we will live for eternity. And those that die without Christ, it's the first day of damnation forever and ever, where the clock no longer ticks, where there will be the wailing and the gnashing of teeth, where they will spend eternity in the lake of fire, damnation, in hell. This is why we tell people over and over and over again about Jesus. Why? It doesn't matter if they get mad. It doesn't matter if they get upset. The greatest thing is witness to them. Tell them about Jesus. Tell them. I like what he says here. Neither can they die anymore, for they are equal to the angels and are sons of God, being sons of the resurrection. But even Moses showed in the burning bush passage that the dead are raised when he called the Lord the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. For he is not the God of the dead, but of the living, for all live to him. Then some of the scribes answered and said, Teacher, you have spoken well. But after that, they dared not question Jesus anymore. And he said to them, How can they say that the Christ is the son of David? Now David himself said in the book of Psalms, the Lord said to my Lord, Sit at my right hand till I make your enemies your footstool. Therefore David calls him Lord. How is he then his son? Then in the hearing of all the people, he said to his disciples, Beware of the scribes who desire to go around in long robes, love greetings in the marketplace, the best seats in the synagogue, and the best places at the feast, who devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayers. These will receive greater condemnation. Do you realize what he was saying there? Do you realize it's not religion that's going to change you? You ever notice, some churches today, you can't even get near the pastor? No, wrong answer. Who do they think they are? Jesus walked amongst the people. He was there to meet their needs. But he said, be careful, beware of the scribes and the Pharisees. Let's serve Jesus. Let's meet the people's needs. Let's gather in the harvest. Let's do what Jesus called us to do. Amen? Thank you so much again for joining us, our Wednesday night life group. Thank you so much, Host Home, for opening up your home. Thank you, life group leaders. May God richly bless you. Thank you for everything that you do, and may God richly bless you. Let's gather in the lost. Thank you for those of you that came and those of you that are visiting. I hope to meet you. Let's get you up at the church at the Prayer Mountain every Sunday morning. Awesome. And join our radio program every day, Monday through Friday on KBRITE Radio. If you're in California, if you're in Colorado, it's KLTT. If you're in California, throughout San Diego, all the way up to the Inland Empire, it is KBRITE Radio, 1240 a.m. every day at 4 o'clock. God bless you. Have a great, awesome, Jesus-filled, wonderful Wednesday